My name is Derek Lee McPhatter. I am a writer who creates empowering theatrical performances through sci-fi and fantasy narrative prisms. I am working on a project called Water Riot in beta. It's envisioned as a cyberpunk rock opera. And I am a Chicago Performs 2022 artist. Really, the answer to that has to do with the experience of performance. And I believe experiencing art in community is one of the most transformative ways to do so. So, yes, I'm a writer. Yes, I write things that people can read on their own, but my work works best when we're experiencing it together. What I love about performance in Chicago is sort of like the hell yeah, like the yes, we can do it. Like people in Chicago, the artists in Chicago, they jump right in, they're ready to go. And that willingness to experiment, that willingness to even fail is just so empowering and refreshing. So I love that. I live in Bronzeville now, and what I really love about Bronzeville, besides how convenient it is the history. I'm blown away when you turn the corner, like Nat King Cole's old house is right around the corner from me. There's just Black history everywhere you go in Bronzeville, and I love that. This particular park is really, really important to me because this is where I come when I'm working on this piece in terms of building the text and experimenting and thinking of the world. The reason why is because we're right next to a really, really beautiful area of Lake Michigan. We also have these amazing views of the rest of Chicago. So this is a place that really, really has inspired Water Riot. Another reason why Water Riot is set in Chicago specifically is because of its proximity to Lake Michigan. And when I think about the problems of climate change, particularly around our access to water and fresh water, Lake Michigan and the Great Lakes are going to be a huge, huge asset. So as I was thinking about this project, I was really thinking about what's going to happen specifically in the Midwest as the coasts become more and more inhospitable and people move inland. And what's going to happen to a city like this when all of a sudden there's triple the amount of people here, triple the amount of needs and pressure against our natural resources. And so what are we going to do about that? So I was trying to find a way to use art to process more of the emotional paralysis around climate change and move us through perhaps these feelings of helplessness, despair, and anger to more helpful or empowering ways to think about this problem. So that's really the impetus, the creative catalyst for this project. The way the music works is these activists have occupied this water structure, this dam, and the way they're trying to rev the people up to occupy it with them is by singing songs at the public. So it's literally in the narrative itself, you've got to make music so the people gather around so you can continue this protest. So that's kind of like the built-in narrative engine around the music, and then the music explodes from there, out of that.
Still, baby, still, you wanna steal, baby. Still, baby. Kill, baby, kill, don't get the kills, baby. Kill, baby.
I have a primary composer collaborator named Mike Paige, who I've worked with on several different music theater projects in the past. But what me and Mike did is we brought in some artists that we love, some musicians that we love. I brought in a whole bunch of lyrics and then we jammed. And the MCA made opportunities for us to do that over the summer. So we had jam sessions over the summer. Some of what Mike brought in is what we did. Some of it changed radically based on how the singers were thinking, different things we were trying on guitars and things like that. And that's kind of how the music has organically grown into what we have this year. Water Riot is really envisioned as part of a triptych of new work that I'm making called Night Queen, which is really taking the question of the water crisis and communities of color and fascism and social media networks and kind of combining all those together to tell an epic, multi-universe kind of story. So this is like the anchor project into that universe, that shared universe that I'm building. And there are at least 2 other live performance works I'm developing out of that. I do make forward-facing work, and that means I'm almost always engaging in some form of Afrofuturism because I'm Black, and Afro-surrealism just because I can't accept the given reality as the only way to work. For me, that's very, very important because we have to, as Black people, imagine better futures for ourselves. The status quo, at least the way that we understand it, is not empowering us, it's not feeding us, it's not nurturing us, so we have to work outside of that. So it's actually sort of a revolutionary act to me to embrace the tenets of Afrofuturism in creating work and inviting people to dream with me into those better futures. I'm excited about a lot of different things about Chicago Performs, but what I'm probably excited about most is getting to know Aaron and Bimbola a little bit more, both as artists, but also as amazing people in Chicago making work. I feel like there's a lot of resonances between all three of our projects, and that's very, very exciting, but I'm also really, really interested in the way they make work. I think I can learn a lot from both of them. If you're on the fence about coming to my performance, you should just come, because you can always leave. You can always walk out. So I say come, because it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think once you hear the first song, you're gonna wanna stay.